It's still versus. It's still goat versus fish. 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 Do not despair. It's still totally still goat versus fish. It's totally still goat versus fish. It's totally still goat versus fish. Do not despair. We have the power of goat versus fish. We have the power of goat versus fish. So look, it's the stage. It's glow stick fancy. It's stick fancy Willy. Julie and Mr. Humdinger with a raid on Goat vs. Fish Thursday. Make some noise for Goat vs. Fish Thursdays. What happened? Just a listen. When you phone stream, and we saw that Banispheres joined the sticker. We think Banispheres joined the sticker club of Goat vs. Fish, and then everyone was trying to call Goat vs. Fish for the Mighty Verse Day. They were like, Mighty Verse Day, Goat vs. Fish, we're going to call you. But Goat vs. Fish is streaming. It's a supreme versus. It's a supreme stream. It's a supreme stream versus. And here, Goat vs. Fish. Listen, just be here. Just be here, please. Please be here with Goat vs. Fish. As we manage the verses. Radiation of Julie and Mr. Humdinger. Oh, it's Laz. Expropis says Penus. Interesting verses. Whirly Ed with the celebration. Alex Bernal 8 with Goat vs. Fish. I think Glow Stick Willy stream ended. We think they rated Goat vs. Fish. We have Drew John says, Goat vs. Fish, did you know that one called Michael Allen is 4 years and 4 days older than me? Drew John, why would we know any verses like that? Why would we know any verses that about such a fence sitter? Zeppelin Man back, yay! Stop the damn stream. Celebration for Goat vs. Fish from Julie and Mr. Humdinger. Let's do a song for Julie and Mr. Humdinger. Let's do a song for Julie and Mr. Humdinger on Goat vs. Fish Thursdays. It goes like this. Julie and Mr. Humdinger. It goes like this, and the verse is like this, and the verse is of Julie and Mr. Humdinger. JMH, and Goat vs. Fish uses it to bake the cakes. The cakes have goat and fish, and they're just dandy. Dandy. JMH, Goat vs. Fish uses it to bake a cake, and the cake is a cake of unification of goat and fish. It's a Julie and Mr. Humdinger, and a Goat vs. Fish, and Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish, Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish, Goat vs. Fish. Zeppelin Man says Goat vs. Fish. Look at this. This is the power of Goat vs. Fish. Is it chilly there? It is a bit. It's a chill versus for sure. It's a chill versus. That's a Goat's pedal board, no doubt. 2042. Drew John says Mighty Verse Day to you. Goat vs. Fish. Mighty Verse Day to you. Alex Bernal 8 says Mighty Verse Day to you. Genesis Blood says Mighty Verse Day to you. Dr. LeVay says Mighty Verse Day to you. Oath Last says please. Rain Felicia says Mighty Verse Day. Drew John says it's an interesting versus. Your act safe and sound? Well, we can find out on Goat vs. Fish. How many circulations of the sun is Goat vs. Fish? All of them. All of them. Okay, let's give you a versus. You ready for a versus? Are you ready for a versus? Who's ready? Let's see. Who's ready for a versus in chat? Who's ready for a verse? Who's ready for a versus? If you want a versus, we need to know you're ready for a versus. Drew John's ready for a verse. Who's ready for versus? Gamer Crazy is ready for versus. Sweetie 42 is ready for versus. Drudism is fish, going for fish. We've got Drudism with versus. Wasted Tights is always prepared for versus. Okay. And this versus. Let us show you the power of goat versus fish. Take your pick. Secret versus. Versus on the mountain. Goat versus Fish cannot thank you enough for the support you have given Goat versus Fish on the mighty birthday of Goat versus Fish. Your support by being in chat, your support with the hype training, the bits, the gifts. There are too many to mention. Drew John, Genesis Floods. It's an amazing versus. Drop the fish.
Some bright fucking lights, huh?
Very bright versus. They enjoyed you muchly. Oh, for Goat versus Fish. Wow. Whoa! It's 1,000,000 bits! It's 1,000,000 bits! It's 1,000,000 bits for Goat versus Fish! Wow! Thank you, Ralph Valve. Thank you for this birthday celebration of 1,000,000 bits!
You know how you test the trustworthiness of the roadies? This is a roadie test, right? Trustworthy roadies or no? Hold this up. When I set this up, when we're unloading the gear, and they say, "Hey, what the fuck? Why you have a $100 bill in your fucking cowbell?" It's not legal tender. It's copy money. This came from Poverty DJ.
False versus.
So it's just a test. Well, this is Hollywood loop here.
Let's have a look at those bits once more and show them the falseness of this verse. It even says it right there on the verses.
Oh yeah, copy money. This is just a test, dude. This is how we test all these people here.
Well, we did not want to seem that Goat versus Fish was ungrateful when you made this offering to Goat versus Fish, so we accepted it. Ralph Mouth the Fish.
Bucket of fish.
Bucket of Fish. We have received 2 level 5 hype trainings for the mighty birthday of Goat versus Fish. We were wondering. We will not deceive you. We were going to do it ourselves. But as long as you are here, would you mind giving them just one mighty verse?
We gotta wait on it.
We have to wait on that verse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that so?
It's like you can't just go doing it all the time.
You can't just go doing it all the time.
Notice I set this up tonight. I didn't touch it once.
Oh, yes.
And to release Go versus Fish. You people in chat, you're gonna have to stay tuned in. You're gonna have to watch whenever GoatVsFish goes live. And then you might see it, if you're lucky.
Ooh, so tantalizing verses. Oh, if only, no, if only. Exclamation GSW in chat. Follow Glowstick Willy and follow GoatVsFish. When will it be versus? When will it be versus?
When it happens, it'll be the most epic thing you've ever seen.
It will be the most epic thing you've ever seen. Tweety42 says, don't threaten us with a good time.
Oh, I'm threatening with a good time. Tweety, you ain't seen nothing like it. You're coming out tomorrow, right? All you guys in chat gonna be here tomorrow? We're in Troy, Ohio at WillyTown. Google Maps, put in WillyTown. It'll bring you right here.
Willy Space Town on Google Maps. Willy Space Town on Googling Maps. You can still come on down to WillyTown. You can meet GoatVsFish. You can meet Rob the Fish. You can meet Buddha the Goat.
Yeah.
You can tell Shrimpy Mo to get off the fence. You can do all the verses.
You can do all of it.
It's Rob the Fish. Well, listen, you did not get the gongification, but GoatVsFish gave you a bit of chiming.
There you go.
GoatVsFish is on my mind all the time. It was a mighty celebration, Fish. We celebrate the fish. Thank you for that mighty celebration this versus.
Celebrate the fish, of course. Have you taken them in the building?
Into the artistic place? We have.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we have. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. Buddha the Goat eyeing the fish impatiently. Come on, fish.
No.
Let's play Where's Shrimpy Mo? It could be here, it could be anywhere. Shingstrimble _ says, don't hold us hostage. When does the verses start on the morrow? A fair question. We will ask Glowstick Willy. That is a fair question. They have a fair question. When does the streams of Glowstick Willy start tomorrow? When can they tune in to see Glowstick Willy live on Twitch?
You just have to wonder. You just have to stay tuned, turn the notifications on. Stay alert.
Exclamation GSW in the chat. We can assure you there will be lots of Glowstick Willy streams next versus and GoatVsFish. Please follow Glowstick Willy and watch WillyTown Fest or come on down to WillyTown, please. Thank you, Drew John. Celebration. It's a fancy term. This has been Behind the Verses with GoatVsFish. No earlier than noon? It is probably going, well, we are in Eastern time. We suspect it will be afternoon Eastern. We suspect. Look what we have here. Look what we have here. Look what we have here.
Tell me what kids do. All right, let's go. That's what I love about this, because nothing's scripted. There's no preparation. Just come with a good spirit.
Oh yeah, you're ready to rock.
Everything just kind of locks in and stuff like that. I love playing with these bass players.
Doug Wimbish, Liz Vega, Remy Mo.
I will say something like that.
I have to go to the dentist.
Always bring it as clear. You come with something that
Yeah.
looks
I know, I
good,
agree.
sounds good. You know why? 'Cause
That's the truth.
it's the truth. So he understands what he's doing.
That's kind of
Right. I think that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Celebration! Wimbish has a new niece! Wimbish has a new niece!
Now you got the name.
Yeah.
Wimbish has a new niece. Celebration. Niece Vega, Niece Vega.
With, Eric has been studio engineers, and then Doug has all the contacts.
Trippy Mo and Liz Vega in conversation.
Well, let's call it right now. Oh, can we do it for 5%? I'm sure you can get everything.
No, thank you. Gotta love the fish.
Here comes the fish, here comes the fish.
Love the fish.
Here comes the fish.
It is all the fish.
They've got mail forms
Oh.
too.
But he doesn't drink, but he acts like a fucking drunk dad. And a weekend
Look,
dad all the
dude.
time.
Oh, here's the baby body. Oh my god.
You know,
Hilarious. That's the first
to go through water, to be able to eat in water, to be able to breathe in water, it's tricky. You have to have gills. These things. Fly, 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 fly. And then you breathe. And then you go out and you can eat something.
Yeah,
But you can't
that's
get in the
my
water.
fucking dad, dude.
Wait, those are the women's
If you're in the
bottles.
water, you're dead. And then the goat comes along.
But you knew where any
He needs the water.
Yeah, I got a fuck ton left. So
The fucking
Fish
traffic.
already has the
What
water.
happened is
Has the food.
If
If the goat doesn't have water, it cannot grow the crops that the goat can eat.
The goat needs the sea of the fish. They need to drink, they need to drink it.
The goat cannot eat if there is not water coming down to grow the crops.
At all.
Fish win, always in water. As I say, fish
They
win.
couldn't hear me. They're screaming.
Thank you for these philosophications of fish.
Hi,
Sad. I was like,
I'm just a fan of goat versus fish.
Thank you for being a fan of goat versus fish. Thank you for being a fan of goat versus fish. Thank you for being a fan of goat versus fish.
Goat versus fish. Thanks to Kentucky.
Glow stick Willie, welcome to WillyTown Fest. Make some noise with a fish. Security fish, security fish.
What I don't need to do?
We just are saying celebration to you.
You
Celebration.
say security, I have to come protect you.
Well,
I thought something
we understand the seriousness of this
Huh,
versus.
I thought something happened to the fish. I don't want anything to happen to the
Now
fish.
we know that we were goat versus fish was simply celebrating you as the quotation security fish. But now we know that if goat versus fish shouts security fish in celebration, that do not shout security fish unless you need that fish.
everything I do is
Because somebody will come get you. I will come protect you.
They're coming for goat versus fish. They're coming for goat versus fish. Ah! Thank you, fish. Thank you for securitization.
you just turned it down.
Hello, Stick Willie with Town Fest.
Yeah, that.
Security fish. You can be secure with this fish.
I am security fish.
Just the three of us. We're gonna
I take care of friends. I take care of lovers. I take care of friends. Fishes and goats, I will always protect. Doesn't
Celebration.
matter. And guitars.
You protect the goat and the fish.
And guitars.
Well, we wish we had had you about when Goat
I
versus
know.
Fish went the stolen guitar of Goat versus
Well,
Fish.
yeah, I chose the wrong airline.
Well, actually, we drove.
Oh, I was out of the car.
Well, we just set it aside for an hour or 4, and then next thing you know, it's gone. It's gone. Just to be done.
But
Ancient verse.
but
Ancient verses.
but in Lightside, you have a very pretty new guitar.
We have a beautiful new verses. We are going to show you in chat the beautiful new verses again.
And it goes bing bong bing.
It goes bing bong bing.
Twang.
Celebration.
Much love, my friend. Much
Love
love,
unto you.
world.
Love unto you. Love unto you. Make some love to this fish. Make some love to this fish.
Tried to do the fish face.
You did, fish face. Much love unto you as well. The flippy fish.
Beautiful day.
Treaty 42 says meow. Treaty 42, where is this versus a meow coming from? Old school Punky Brewster fish face. Punky Brewster. Would you like to swing on a fence? Maybe I'll see you next year. Tweety 42, please come out to the verses. Please come out to the verses. GoatVsFish Willy, Shakedown Palace. Keep watching Goat vs. Fish. Keep watching Glowstick Willy, and you may see GoatVsFish Willy. You may see GoatVsFish Willy. GoatVsFish Willy, they may play with Goat vs. Fish. They may play with Goat vs. Fish.
I've been asking for my fucking smokes.
So you need your keys to get to the truck.
No, they got my keys, and I gave them the keys to get my smokes.
Right.
Yep. Still haven't got them. I've sent.
Please excuse
4
Goat
people
vs.
to
Fish.
get my smokes. Yes.
The
4
versus,
people to get my fucking smokes.
the versus has come.
I got no smokes.
Came in sideways.
I will only smoke American spirits.
Shrimpy Mo. Oh, wow, consumes the shrimp. Consumes itself.
Oh my god.
It's consuming WillyTown Fest. It's consuming. Wow, you ate the whole shrimp. You ate yourself. How was the first verses of WillyTown Fest?
Tasty.
Oh
Delicious
yeah.
verses.
Delicious verses.
Delicious verses.
Okay, I didn't eat him, chat. I'm just fucking around. Here he is. You don't want to touch that. I'll put it in my pocket.
We probably don't. We'll try it out.
He's mine.
They
I'll
said-
take care of him. I'll guard him. Don't worry.
You will. They said they want to see the shrimp of Shrimpy Mo on when Goat vs. Fish is MC of the Festiverses, which is always, but you know, on Satterverses.
I'm gonna walk out and slam you through a fucking table.
Wow! Wow! Well, not Buddha Goat. Shrimpy Mo is going to slam Goat vs. Fish.
Yes.
We
You
shall
think
see.
Buddha gave you a bad slam? You just wait till you fucking get the slam from me, dude. You're out of
Wow! You'd better follow Glowstick Willy and Goat vs. Fish to see that versus.
That we have been building like a professional wrestling beef that we've been building for what, 6 months on stream, and it came to a conclusion, epic conclusion. He came out from LA. We fucking locked him. He started bombarding our stream. We locked him in jail
True
for
versus.
3 days, and then one of his mods came in and busted him out. I'll get a Marlboro Light.
Hey, I started there so I could do
That was yes, I'm John.
Yeah, I'll go further.
So his mod busts him out, and then we end up capturing him and his mod, throw them both in the cell, bring him out on stream. He gets fucking slammed through a table. Dude, it was just
That was not Goat vs. Fish. That was the
His
false
alter
versus.
ego.
That was the false versus of Bird versus
Well,
Bear.
he
That was not
locked
Goat
in his-
versus
while he
Fish.
was locked in the cell. This Bird versus Bear motherfucker came in, pissed off Buddha. Buddha choke slammed him through a fucking cardboard table. It was ridiculous, dude. Liz Vega the fish, J-Mo the fence sitter. Are you Goater Fish?
I don't know. What am I?
Dude,
It's up to you. It's up to you and only you. Do not look to this fish, though a powerful fish. It is up to you only. It is up to you only.
They're a plastic sack. I
think I'm goat.
You think you're goat. Oh, what makes you think you might not be goat? If you only think you're goat,
Yeah.
are you goat or fish?
Look in there and see him.
I can't decide.
Indecision! Indecision! Well, we hope you're happy, Shrimpy Mo. We've got another fence sitter. Another fence sitter in the verses.
Fence for life, bitch.
Shrimpy Mo could not be more pleased. Fence sitter, fence sitter.
Like that? All right. There.
Twitch.
On the fence!
Twitch Vega.
On the fence with Twitch. Twitch fans, Twitch fans.
What about Goat Shakes?
Goat shakes?
No, these are, that's, well, this is,
Goat Shake.
wait, hold on, this is for the
Oh, go handle that.
We have a
They don't need them. They got their passes right
Is there
now.
coffee
You have the shrimp, you have the shrimp.
in the front gate?
In the kitchen.
Okay. Is it running?
Shrimpy Mo has the
Maybe
shrimp.
I think there's half a pot.
Shrimpy Mo has the shrimp. Shrimpy Mo has the shrimp.
No, but it'll keep
You
going.
like
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Fish, fish,
figure out how to
fish.
put it here.
Yeah.
I want to figure out how to put it here.
Yeah, you have to
Snake
put
was
it
right there. He just came up here. He just walked back to the car.
Again?
Yep.
You have the shrimp.
I'm gonna go put it in the car right now. But it's soaking wet with spit, dude. I just stuck it in my fucking mouth.
You did. You did. That was a bold versus. We must confess. Very bold. Make some noise for Shrimpy Mo, who brings you WillyTown Fest.
I was gonna say fuck you, but come on, I've already talked enough shit to you, dude. I'm done. All right, I'm gonna go find some smokes.
Yes.
Party. What do you get? You guys hanging out for a while? You want to cut? You want to roll with?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Let's go kick some ass. Take some names.
Yeah.
Goat vs. Fish. You can wander as well.
Celebration. Celebration. Tweety42 says, I feel safer already. Infinite skyline. I know what I like about fall. The sun sets earlier. Oh, that was like an ancient verse. Goat versus Fish. Tweety42 lol at Shrimpy Mo. Infinite skyline. I was having one outside the streets earlier. Genesis Plus says, hi J-Mo. Zeppelin Man says, sup J-Mo. Listen, we may not have been speaking to the chat, but Goat vs. Fish brought you Shrimpy Mo. Who consumed the shrimp live on Versus? Shrimpy Mo consumed itself on Goat vs. Fish. Shrimpy Mo consumed itself on Goat vs. Fish. Genesis Plus with 500 bits. 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 Expropis says, how can I get an all-access pass? Well, listen, Expropis. Goat vs. Fish has this. Artist pass, the artist pass of Goat vs. Fish. But Glass Moon Man has an all-access pass. You will have to ask Glass Moon Man. Glass Moon Man the Goat. You will have to learn some technological locations, and you'll have to help them make the verses. Mediocre Personality says, love it! You got fence sitter scars to a Zeppelin Man. What, do you think Goat vs. Fish is some kind of amateur versus? It's a very serious versus. Indecision equals fish, says Pate Bob Salad. Tuggerugger says go Goat. Check out this versus. Check out this versus. Okay, Goat and Fish. Okay, Goat and Fish. Goat vs. Fish. It's been a mighty versus of WillyTown Fest. But there's much more WillyTown Fest to come. Genesis Plus with the 500 bits. Probably just paid extra. They are paying Goat vs. Fish. They're paying Goat vs. Fish. You think Goat vs. Fish paid extra to be here? They're paying Goat vs. Fish extra for the presence of Goat vs. Fish. They're paying Goat vs. Fish extra. Are you going to that afters party tent? We heard there's an afters party tent.
Oh, yeah.
Doug Wimbish. Let's do verses.
Goat vs. Fish, the man, the myth, and the legend. What's happening, my brother?
It is happening here at WillyTown Fest, and you slap that bastard. Bass.
Doug Wimbish, weren't you a goat or were you a fish?
Oh, Goat vs. Fish remembers.
What is it?
Fish sandwich. Who said fish
sandwich.
Fish sandwich!
Who'd you tell us? Was it about the fish sandwich story? Was it George Clinton?
Oh yeah.
George Clinton, the funky goat, Wow.
Funky goat, man. But right here, right now, I'm with Goat vs. Fish. He is the man, the myth, and the legend. And when I mention that, I'm getting hungry. I want a fish sandwich right now. See that?
Doug Wimbish, the fish celebration.
A fish celebration. Y'all have a good time, y'all. Make sure you feed the fish.
Here is your fish. Here is your fish card, Doug
All
Wimbish.
right.
It's for you. You
Thank
chose
you.
fish.
Thank you. I did.
Celebration for Wimbish fish.
In the area.
Celebration. Celebration.
There you go.
Celebration for Wimbish fish. We have High Uncle. We have High Uncle from Shing Triple _. Make some noise for the fish. Make some noise for the fish. Rain Felicia fish. Celebration. Wimbish fish. Nice verses. Clip that verses. Please. Please clip that verses. The legend. The legend. I still have nightmares about giant flying potato. Lero greatness with 5 gifted verses. Lero greatness. Lero greatness with 5 gifted verses for fish. Doug Wimbish's fish. Lero greatness with the gifted verses. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. You can find Doug Wimbish on various social media. You should follow Doug Wimbish. You should follow Doug Wimbish. Follow Doug Wimbish. Do the verses. If any mods in chat wish to find Doug Wimbish on the social media, on the Twitter, Instagram, post the link of Doug Wimbish in the chat. Let's celebrate Doug Wimbish the fish. Lero Greatness says, loves you family. Make some noise for Lero the fish. Lero the fish. Goat versus fish. Lero Greatness, goat versus fish. We need to do like a Lero Greatness, goat versus fish collaboration road trip stream. Lero Greatness and goat versus fish driving across First America. Lero Greatness. We love your verses. We love your verses. But why not get behind the verses and show them driving across First America with Lero Greatness and goat versus fish? Oh, my verses. Infinite Skyline with the highlighted celebration. What level of verses are you on? Well, Lero Greatness, we had a level 5 hype train that reached 420%. We had a level 5 hype training that reached 420%. So there's a versus. We're on level 420 of goat versus fish. You know, we over here now. We over here now. Now we're over here. Look, Lero Greatness, look. It's Liz Vega. It's Liz Vega and J-Mo and Shrimpy Mo and Glass Moon Man. They're all here. They're all here. They're all with goat versus fish. That's what I was getting at. Get at the verses. Make some noise for Lero Greatness. Can we get the exclamation point? Lero in the chat for the fish! Exclamation point, Lero for fish. Lero, do you want to see behind the verses? Oh, how long have you been here? How long have you been here, Lero Greatness? How long have you been lurking in the verses? Okay, let's go behind the verses with Lero Greatness. Let's take Lero Greatness with the gifted subs behind the verses. Lero Greatness is the mighty birthday of goat versus fish. Solar Shad, okay, I've been thinking fish is pretty strong. Fish is strong. Fish is strong. Let's go behind the verses. Okay, Lero Greatness, we're taking you on the stage of WillyTown Fest. Exclamation GSW in the chat. Follow Glowstick Willy. Follow Glowstick Willy. For a while, I'm ever seeing, ever watching. Lero Greatness is always watching. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's Chancho the goat. It's Chancho the Glowstick Willy goat. Chancho, how was the verses?
It was a great versus, I thought.
You thought so? You thought so?
Satisfactory versus.
Satisfaction. When I'm versing on my fish, and a fence comes on and tells me how bright my fence can be, but it can't be a fish cause it doesn't verse the same goats as me. I don't get no.
I can't. We're in agreement here. He doesn't agree he's a fish. I am. Fish can't throw horns.
Goats can swim. Fish can't climb mountains.
No, up river. They
Is
go
there,
up
what,
river.
what river is going to a mountain?
Oh no.
Exactly.
You do.
So it's goat.
It's fish.
It's a versus. Oh, it's a
It's
versus.
a true versus.
It's a true versus. So we had first versus. Chancho Goat said first versus fuck the fish. Second versus you accepted the fish. and
understand the
you love the fish in the second verse. Would that be a fair versus? Second versus you love the fish.
Yes.
Third versus fuck the fish.
Yeah, we came back to that full circle, and now
Fourth versus.
fish can't climb mountains.
Fish can't climb mountains. An evidentiary versus. Just giving you the verses. Fish can't climb mountains.
He had a good point, though. He had a good point. There's more water on the earth than there is mountains.
There is a lot of Sea of the Fish.
There's a lot of fish, but we're the minorities, so we're the
Oh.
underdogs.
The
Think about it.
undergoat.
Think about it. They went into the sea. You know how many fish?
But we did come
would
from the sea.
fuck up?
We did come from the primordial.
So as a
verses.
goat, you admit that many verses ago you came from fish?
I'd have to say, yeah, we share a common ancestral verses with the fish. Yeah.
Wow! The goat says goats came from fish. What do you think? When you look at a goat, do you think that came from fish? For sure, says the fish. For
We
sure,
have
says
two
the
eyes.
fish.
We breathe oxygen. We got lips. Fish don't have horns though, unless you're a horn fish. Or a literal goat fish.
So fish, what is your verses? You've heard all this goat has had to say. It's had two fuck the fish, it has one love of fish, it has one that you cannot climb. What's your verses, fish? Please, goat, please.
He said
Fish
that
always win! Fish always win! You can say whatever you want, goat. This fish says that fish always win!
Listen, if
They may win the battles, but the fish may never win the war.
no, you guys go into the sea. You know how many fish will come and fuck those goats up?
But the goat is safe on a mountain. How many fish can fly out of the fucking sea?
Yeah, because they're cowards. They don't want to go into the sea.
Cowardly goats! Oh my verses, look at this. Head on down to WillyTown.
Goats swim very well.
A mighty verses.
Well played, sir.
A mighty verses. A mighty verses.
Other verse in the wild, you just saw that in the wild verse.
You just saw it happen live on Goat vs. Fish. Glass Moon Man, nice verses, well verses. Goat is a superior.
Goats can swim. Fish can't get on land. But goats can swim. Proven scientific fact.
Proven.
Listen to your elder goat. Listen to your elder goat. There's much to learn.
Well, I mean, that's what Google told me at least.
Oh, Fish is searching for information. Fish is searching for information.
What, you don't believe goats can swim?
Oh, it's Moon Man. Shout out Glass Moon Man. Did we get that exclamation point Lero in the chat for the 5 gifted subs?
Isn't there a
Zeppelin
fish
Man,
that flops around
epic
the
verse.
lake
It is an
and
epic
breathes?
verse. Butcher Blue says, lol, please follow Goat vs. Fish. Solar Shad, goats are closer to space than fish.
Yeah, I knew there was. I can't think of what it's not a mud dog.
Sharks eat fish, says Slaps the Bass. The ocean is bigger than the. Oh, wow. Well,
crazy
Solar
you thought
Shad
about
2,
that, 'cause I was
fish,
thinking, I was like, man,
fish.
there's one in there.
Solar Shad 2 said this. The ocean is bigger than any mountain, they said.
Find this one that's on the other big ones.
Love you. Did you meet Liz?
No.
You've seen her on Twitch.
I have. Hi, Liz.
It's Shrimpy Mom. It's Shrimpy Mom.
Yeah.
There's the caps I found.
It's Shrimpy Mom.
One big one.
And Liz Vega
If
the
not,
fish.
Let's
I got this one on this list.
Celebration.
Good.
damn outfall.
See why I was
I
confused now?
cannot.
Look at that.
I have the.
It's a mountain.
It is.
What lives on a mountain?
So does one of these fucking
Goat.
Goat!
Yeah.
Well, no, that's my.
I rest my case.
Yeah. I did. Can you get the potatoes on the? I love potatoes. Potatoes, mashed potatoes, French fries. I've got French fries.
How you doing, dude?
Tugger rugger.
No, I'm good.
All right. Let me know. You need a fucking beer. You need some,
Oh,
some
okay.
weed, whatever you want.
Tugger rugger.
Yes.
Celebration for goat. Celebration for goat.
Celebration.
We think we're going to end the verse
right now.
It's still live on Twitch, but we always can bring the more Goat versus Fish. But we think that There's so much WillyTown Fest 2 versus that we think that we are going to start to begin the ending of the Twitch stream of Goat versus Fish for this versus, and we will continue WillyTown Fest versus next versus.
That sounds good.
Celebration.
How is the chat doing tonight?
Tugger Rugger wants to know how is the chat. Tugger Rugger wants to know how is chat.
Shout out in the chat. Let's
Lero
hear
Greatness is giving you a wall of fish.
Yeah. Well, I respect the fish. I have to.
Shakedown Palace says, is Liz goat or fish? We have verses. You can check the evidence. Liz is definitely fish. Liz is fish. Liz is a declared fish. You can check the clips. Liz is fish. Liz Vega declared fish. Miss Creighton says chat as well.
Good to hear.
Disneyland Pimp loves this. Welcome back to the versus Disneyland
We will all
Pimp.
sleep well since the chat is well. This versus. Yes.
Celebration for Zeppelin Man Goat. Druidism7 says, love this. Is this in Ohio? Yes, it is in Troy, Ohio. Come on down to WillyTown.
Come on down. Troy. Yeah, Y. Yeah. Troy, Ohio. Yeah.
Celebration! Okay, Goat and Fish.
Troy, Ohio
We have
is
58
the
Goat and Fish.
county seat of Miami, Ohio. The county of Miami, Ohio. Just
Miami,
a little.
we thought that was a faraway southerly
No,
versus.
it's the county of Miami in Ohio. Its seat is Troy, Ohio.
Can we get an
Just a-
exclamation point GSW in the chat for anyone who does not follow Glowstick Willy? Please!
And I might say, downtown Troy, Ohio, Midwest, very nice. Yes. Very nice. Worth a gander if anyone comes this way. Worth taking a look.
For this versus, this versus Goat.
Absolutely.
What do you say to the fish?
Fish. We need fish. We need goat. All is part of the world of goat and fish. So, and actually, if we consider today
It was Goat versus Fish Thursdays. It was the first versus of WillyTown Fest.
Yeah, but the
And the Mighty Verse Day, Goat versus Fish.
which was unification, if we may say. So, the world needs both goat and fish at some moments, as we have seen today in the verses, mini verses today. So I would say yes. Fish, however, I may not be a fish, but we need fish, as we need goat.
That was a beautiful verses. And yet Miss Creighton says, I hate Ohio.
Well, my first time here, so far so good. No hate right here.
No hate from Goat. Celebration. Solar Shad, both sound delicious. We do not disagree with you. Thank you, Tugger Goat. Agrees to disagree. We go to fish, we fish to goat. Disneyland Pimp, what's an Ohio? Well, it's a place where Goat versus Fish hosts a celebration of WillyTown Fest. Shink Triples _ says, speak truth, Tugger. Butcher Blue says, beautiful verses. Butcher Blues, please follow Goat versus Fish. We seem new to Goat versus Fish, and we welcome you here. Butcher Blues, are you goat or fish? We've got Nice 77. I feel like no matter if Goat or Fish was missing, they'd both miss each other.
Are you kidding me? And she's like, well, no, your name is Jim, right? And I'm like, are you out of your effing mind?
I feel like you gotta do better on that situation.
Goat versus Fish.
Absolutely, tomorrow.
Look, it's the doubles moms! It's Shrimpy Mom and the Grand Shrimp.
I'm the Aquarius. I'm fish, remember?
Oh, we celebrate the fish.
I know. I celebrate them.
It's just that your Grand Shrimp, Shrimpy J-Mo, is not choosing the fish.
Well, he's playing hard to get.
Playing hard to get.
Yes, that's what he is.
Celebration.
All right, Mama, you ready?
Yes. Are we on the golf cart?
It was Shrimpy Mom and the Grand Shrimp. Grand Shrimp, who is fish? Who is fish? Okay, let's do the final verse. Look! It's a goat! Make some noise for the goat! Let's do a versus in the garage! Because any place is a place for goat versus fish, we will make any place a mighty verse. It's a mighty versus. You can hear the hum of a fence. You can hear the hum of a fence. We're going to bring you on stage with Goat vs. Fish because we can. Because we can. For the final verses on the stage of WillyTown Fest. Because it's verses. Because it's verses. Just because it's verses on the stage, Goat vs. Fish is live on your stage at WillyTown Fest. For the final verses.
Gonna sing a song.
Oh, it's time for the final verse.
Oh, I'm getting my guitar.
It's time for the final verse.
Wait, no. We moved all the shit out of there for sure. Hold on.
Well, Goat vs. Fish is still going to verses. You can't stop Goat vs. Fish.
All the guitars aren't in the RV anymore. They're in the field, right? Yeah, we had it in Martin.
Better tune that first. We think it's a fine verse. I think it's a fine verses.
Take it easy, man. Nice job.
We think it's a fine verses. Live on the stage. Goat vs. Fish is a sage.
Yeah, I guess I was talking to her. I said, yeah, there's somebody going to be taking my place over the weekend. She's like, yeah, he tried to get the room and blah, blah, blah. She told me price went up.
Play high on the fences, Willie. Okay.
You're busy or something. I was like, she's like, you're only here for 2 nights. You got room for 2 nights. And then, I don't know what's going to happen. So
I'm gonna get another place. But it was like, we could do that. And they're like, okay, you know, this day will be over. And then, for the weekend, because I'm also doing other things.
okay, yeah.
And I'm like, well, what if,
Do a block
wheel and
discount.
deal,
Yeah.
fucking, I got 3 other people. And, she's like, yeah, that'll be 160 apiece. I was like, holy shit, that's insane.
Give you a full discount or something.
Right. I'm smoking in the fucking
I was gonna choose a goat. Let's see if we can brighten the verses.
I passed the Super 9. I saw it. Did you see
That's the
it?
brightest verses.
It's exceptionally
I was gonna choose a goat, but I'm on the fence.
I have no problem. There ain't no bugs.
I was gonna choose a goat, but I'm on the fence. Now I'm blowing bubbles. I know whence. High on the fence. I'm high on the fence. I'm high on the fence. I was gonna choose a fish, but I'm on the fence. I was gonna verses as long as I wish, but I'm on the fence. I'm chewing on a tin can, and I know whence. High on the fence, high on the fence, I'm high on the fence. And now the verses you've all been waiting for. I was on the fence at WillyTown Fest. And I was on the fence at WillyTown Fest. I was gonna do something with my life, but I'm on the fence. I was gonna save the world from strife, but I'm on the fence. Now I'm getting down at WillyTown Fest. I'm high on the fence. I'm high on the fence. I'm high on the fence. I was gonna sit on the fence, but I'm on the fence. And I was gonna sit on the fence, but I'm on the fence. Might just even choose me, goat or a fish. But I'm high on the fence. I'm high on the fence. I'm high on the fence. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish.
I think from what Mike is talking about, Mike's talking, or Larson talks about.
Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is wherever you are, whether you're near or you're far. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is wherever you are. Where have you come from? Where shall you go? What have you seen? To whom will you show? How can we learn? And how can we?
Larsy's like, I'm not in the face. Damn. And the mute, he said,
Grow? Does anyone even know? No, no, no. Does anyone even know? It's fish versus goat at WillyTown Fest, and you know all the rest. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday, dear goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. That's the verses. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. Mighty birthday, dear goat versus fish. Mighty birthday to goat versus fish. It's a land of goat and a sea of fish. It's a sea of fish and a land of goat. There's no need for pretense. Do not sit on the fence. This is goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. This is goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish at WillyTown Fest. Are you goat or are you a fish at WillyTown Fest? Are you goat or fish? Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish at WillyTown Fest. It's goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Thank you for joining Goat vs. Fish. Zeppelin Man goes fast on fish, farts on fish. Can you be goat one night and fish the other? Miss Creighton, you can be goat and fish in the same verses, but only on this verses, the mighty verse of Goat vs. Fish. Beyond fish, I bitty the pool beyond fish. Bobby Darker celebration. Bobby Darker celebration. Killer verse. So now we're going to do a final Goat vs. Fish style radiation. The final radiation of Goat vs. Fish, because we're phone streaming, the final radiation goes like this. Go into another chat. Oh, we were admiring that gong, and Ralph was like, Ralph the fish. Ralph said, we won't even play it. We won't even play it this verses. We tempt them this verses. Perhaps next verses.
The teasing verses. It just hangs there, and it doesn't get used.
The fish is teasing the goat.
Yes. Such is the fish.
So goat and fish.
But we like Ralph.
Tuggerugger the goat, you're the final goat of the verses. We're actually going to end the stream. What's your final verses, goat?
Well, I mentioned it earlier. I think.
Daniel Decay.
Yes. No. I feel like there is both goat and fish in life. So, however, I am goat, but as we observe today, with right here, there's a need for both goat and fish. So, I feel a balance. There's a balance in the universe for goat and fish.
Make some noise for Tuggerugger the goat. A balance of goat and fish.
Balance. Yes. That is the verses.
That's the verses. That's Tuggerugger the goat. Thank you for joining Goat vs. Fish. Thank you for joining Goat vs. Fish and Goat vs. Fish. Tuggerugger the goat, would you?
Yes.
Just for the briefest of verses, hold these verses.
Absolutely. Which one?
This verses.
Yes.
Hold that verses with both your verses.
Mm-hmm.
We entrust Tuggerugger the goat. We entrust Tuggerugger the goat because Ralph Mouth the fish may have said no, but for the mighty verse day of Goat vs. Fish is still going to give you a special verses. We're not going to give it the full verses, just a bit of verses.
Half of the verse.
Just a little verses for the celebration of the mighty verse day of Goat vs. Fish.
It's just hanging there.
It's just waiting to be verses.
Begging to be gone. Yes.
So we're just going to give you just a little celebration of Goat vs. Fish.
Excellent.
This is for you, chat.
Therapeutic, yes. Calming. How the verse is calm.
Oops.
Only Ralph knows how it's written. And he's walking.
see you next versus Goat and Fish. So let's do a Goat versus Fish style radiation. And the Goat versus Fish style radiation is where the next stream you go to, wherever it is, the next stream you go to, the first thing you say in chat is Goat versus Fish. Wherever you go for this Goat versus Fish Thursday WillyTown Fest, wherever you may versus, then the first versus you say is Goat versus Fish, and then of course you can ask, are you goat or fish? Butcher's Blue says, I will do that. Miss Cradle says, ooh, that may be fun. It is fun. Goat versus Fish is fun. It's a fun verse. We'll see you next versus Willie Ed celebration. We'll see you next versus for WillyTown Fest. WillyTown Fest continues. Bobby Darker Fish, thank you for joining for the celebration of the mighty verse. Day 2 Goat versus Fish. But listen, this stream could go on forever because it is forever Goat versus Fish, but we're just going to have to end the verses. So Goat versus Fish is going to end the verses in GoatVS. Oh, and follow Goat versus Fish on all social media at Goat versus Fish. And there's a Twitterver that is a Twitter versus that is like celebrating Glowstick Willy WillyTown Fest. So please retweet Goat versus Fish. Follow Goat versus Fish on all social media at Goat versus Fish. GoatVsFish. Thank you, Stacky B, for the mighty verse day. We will see you in the future, Solo Shad. Peace out. Much love for Goat versus Fish and the unity of Goat Fish at WillyTown Fest with the artist pass for Goat versus Fish, the master of celebrations of WillyTown Fest. And that's the end of the verses.